Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. It's official, the countdown to the election, October the 21st, has started. Phase 1 of the downtown revitalization plan is set to open in spring of 2020. French immersion on the increase in Chilliwack. Get ready to fall back this year, maybe for the last time. And if you live in Harrison and you'd like to own your own local medical facility, it will cost you $20 a year. Thanks for watching. We're committed to providing local news and news that impacts our local audience in Chilliwack and Hope, including beautiful areas such as Rosedale, Greendale, Promontory, Garrison Crossing, Fairfield Island, Little Mountain, Chilliwack Mountain, Cultus Lake, and of course Yarrow. In addition to news, sports, and weather, we're thrilled to welcome to the show for the first time Pam Paquet. I'd also like to mention that chillTV's News of the Week will be starting its special election interview series next week with former BC Attorney General and Chilliwack MLA Barry Penner in an interview with the Green Party candidate for Chilliwack Hope, Arthur Green. And we'll hear a little bit from Barry this week as he discusses chillTV's coverage as we head towards October 21st. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. But before we do, here's Pam. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Don.
Now it's official. We have a 40-day campaign. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau officially kicked off the federal election campaign with a visit to Rideau Hall on Wednesday morning. The Prime Minister formally asked the Governor-General, Julie Paquet, to dissolve Parliament, setting the stage for Canada's 43rd general election on October 21st. chillTV will be providing full election coverage for the Chilliwack Hope riding, including our first interview with one of the candidates, the Green Party's Arthur Green, and that's next week. Barry Penner will be on the show a bit later this week to share his thoughts.
Last week at the Royal Hotel, Heritage Chilliwack hosted a major presentation on the downtown revitalization featuring the contractor Elgar Brothers. John Kinnaman with Elgar Brothers showed off phases 1 of the 4-year plan. That is slated to open in the spring of 2020. As demolition rolled along, Cruz and Kinnaman himself found many treasures, from vintage newspaper clippings to tools to turn-of-the-century 20th century film clips, even 20 empty bottles of White Horse Scotch. Some of the items were on display for the 40 or so in attendance in the Royal Hotel. Many of the items will go to the Chilliwack Museum and Archives. However, Kinnaman admitted that Cruz are allowed to keep a few items, but they cannot be resold, especially on sites like eBay. If someone wanted to part with a piece of history, it must be returned to the archives.
BC Premier John Horgan told media on Monday he will take into serious consideration the notion of full-time daylight saving time and ditching the fall back to standard time. In a recent province-wide poll, 93% said they wanted the full-time change. That translates to about 223,000 people in favor of full-time daylight saving time. That was something that Horgan noted he would not ignore. Horgan has told Washington State Governor Jay Inslee about the results of this poll. Now, Washington, Oregon, and California are pushing Washington, D.C. for the full-time move. While BC can unilaterally make that time change, it's not that easy in the states. That would take an act of Congress. Oregon has an upcoming meeting, by the way, with politicians from the Yukon, and all of this may not happen before November the 3rd. That's when we fall back to standard time.
According to a report released from the Canadian Parents for French, BC and Yukon, more students in British Columbia are participating in French immersion than ever before. In Chilliwack, that translates to 666 students in the last school year. Those numbers are consistent with the new school year that has just started. Almost 5% of Chilliwack students are now learning French in the public system.
With the introduction of live dealer table games at Chance's Chilliwack this fall, the Great Canadian Gaming Corporation, the owner and operator of Chance's Chilliwack, announced the rebranding of the facility to Elements Casino Chilliwack. Chilliwack City Council gave the green light for table games at the August 20th council meeting.
British Columbia's annual allowable rent increase for 2020 has been set at 2.6%, the province's annual rate of inflation. That is 2% lower than it would have been prior to the reduction government made in 2019. Note that the reduction was made after howls of protest. Originally, a 4.6% increase was on the table. These savings complement improvements to both the Shelter Aid for Elderly Renters program and Rental Assistance program. And when we return, Harrison residents get to decide if they get their own medical facility.
best thing about Hofstede's is their endless supply of muffins and cinnamon buns.
A reminder that next Monday, September 16th at 4 o'clock, that's the deadline for submissions of the alternative approval form. That's regarding our proposal from Fraser Health to establish a medical facility in Harrison. That would be a cost to the taxpayers. That works out to $20 a year for homeowners or $36,000 for the village. If you are opposed to the village contributing financially for the operating costs of a medical facility, you can submit the form at the village office. More information is available on the Harrison Village website.
Chilliwack Citizens for Change invites you to a panel discussion entitled Hope in a Time for Change, a conversation about our changing climate and what you can do about it. Discovery Channels and Chilliwack's resident, Dr. Karen Bonder, will MC. The panel is a presentation of Chilliwack Citizens for Change and sponsored by the Chilliwack Arts Council. This happens Wednesday, September 25th, from 7 till 9 p.m. in the Rotary Room.
Chilliwack YMCA presents Generation Health. It's a free 10-week healthy lifestyle program for kids and their families. They meet weekly at the Chilliwack YMCA starting September the 30th from 6:30 to 8:30 at night. Families who participate in this program will receive a free 6-month membership to the Y and contact the YMCA for more details.
Are you or somebody you know looking for a rewarding volunteer opportunity to make a difference in the community? Chilliwack senior peer counselors are looking for individuals who would be interested in providing peer support and making connections with fellow seniors in the Chilliwack area. Volunteers are trained and certified to provide one-on-one listening, empathy, and support to fellow seniors. CSPC volunteers are offered the opportunity to meet new people, develop new friendships, share life experiences, and give back to the community. Call their office for details.
Come Saturday, September 21st, many of your favorite downtown businesses within the Chilliwack Business Association's catchment want to thank you for your continued support. It's the Fall Customer Appreciation Day. Make a purchase at any participating store and be entered to win prizes from a variety of downtown businesses. Enjoy free samples, giveaways, and a lot more. Check with the BIA Facebook page for more information.
For over 30 years, the Terry Fox Foundation has worked to achieve Terry's vision, a world without cancer. This Sunday is the annual Terry Fox Run at the Landing Sports Center. There are 3 distances, 2, 5, and 10 kilometers. As always, volunteers are needed and information can be found at terryfox.org. Last weekend was the annual Pause for a Cause. This is an annual fundraiser for the BC SPCA in the Valley. This year's event at Vetter Park raised well over $15,000. If you couldn't make it, you can donate any time of the year to the BC SPCA. And now, Don with the chillTV Sports Report.
The 3rd annual Nick Taylor Charity Pro-Am was a smashing success both on and off the golf course. The tournament, co-hosted by PGA Tour golfer Nick Taylor and the UFV Cascades Golf Program, was a presentation of Algra Brothers Developments. The UFV golfing grad won his namesake tournament at the Ledgeview Golf Club in Abbotsford. Taylor shot around a 64 that UFV Cascades head coach Chris Bertram termed the easiest 64 I've ever seen in my life. Proceeds from the gala will help mental health programs as well as UFV golf. The Canadian Elite Basketball League has launched an elaborate and rather intense documentary that covers the first ever championship weekend. Now, while the Fraser Valley Bandits didn't qualify for the postseason, sports fans and critics praised the caliber of play in the first-year league. The 26-minute video can be found on the CEBL website. The Valley Huskers are now 1-5 on the season. They lost to the Vancouver Island Raiders 47-16. The Huskers' next game is on the road this Sunday against the West Shore Rebels. And when we return, Barry Penner with a brief outline on our election series.
Well, they're off and running. The federal election campaign is officially underway, and in about 5 weeks from now, it will all be over. Or will it? Could we be looking at a minority government, or what the British would call a hung parliament? Nationally, if you believe the published opinion polls, the Liberals and Conservatives are in a tight race, with the NDP a distant third and the Green Party in fourth place, and not that far behind the NDP. Historically, the Green Party has seen their support fade in the home stretch, but will this election turn out to be similar to the BC provincial election in 2017, where we saw the Green Party win just enough seats to hold the balance of power and decide who will run the government? We'll have to wait to find out. In the meantime, it's important to remember that in our electoral system, it isn't just one election. It's in fact 338 separate elections in each riding, where whoever gets the most votes in those individual races wins, even if they get fewer than 50% of the votes. We will take a closer look at the race here in the federal riding of Chilliwack Hope, and we're looking forward to speaking with candidates from all the major federal parties. Next week, I'll be speaking with Arthur Green, who's campaigning for the federal Green Party. I want to ask him why he's running, what his connection is to this part of Canada, and what he hopes to accomplish if he is elected in a few weeks. I'm Barry Penner. Thanks for joining me here on chillTV for Penner's Politburo. Now back to you, Don.
chillTV weather, autumn reality has set in. It's a mix of sun and showers for the next week, with highs only reaching 20 degrees. We'd like to thank our special guest this week, Barry Penner, who introduced chillTV's election coverage, and Pam Paquet, who co-anchored our show today. Pam, thanks for being here. You got a lot of things on the go. You're doing some really cool training.
Yeah, doing some current training, going into companies, focusing on the people side of business so that people can communicate, cooperate, and collaborate much better.
There's your 30-second business card. Thanks for watching chillTV's News of the Week. Remember to tune in next week to see chillTV's interview of Arthur Green of the Green Party by Barry Penner. And if you'd like to share the spotlight, even if you've never been on camera before, send us a note to news@chilltv.ca with your CV. And if you have it, links to your video. And if there's something in the Chilliwack and Eastern Fraser Valley area you feel we should be reporting on, again, send us an email to the same address, news@chilltv.ca. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn.